Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Right here, 1964 Beetle. And I don't know, this is part 2 of this episode. If you haven't seen part 1, we pulled the engine, did a flywheel, rear main seal, clutch, and found out that this wheel cylinder is leaking. So in this episode, we're gonna, undo all that and put the engine back in, change this wheel cylinder out, and take it for a nice little tootle around, I guess. Make sure the brakes are still good. Make sure the clutch is working as it should. I went into more detail on why we did this in the first episode, but I'll just give a quick, rundown, if you will. This car has had a shutter. It's always had a shutter. The owner paid another shop 2 years ago, more than that maybe, to put a clutch in the car. The shop found out, did put a clutch in the car. But I think the shutter was coming from the pressure plate that was used in combination with a bunch of other things. So like I said, this car's been on the channel. We've been trying to, do-si-do around not pulling the engine because it's not a cheap repair that anyone wants to pay also twice to do. Because like I said, I'm not going to warranty out someone else's work. I'll warranty out mine. And also, if what I did in this episode didn't fix it, well, I'm eating the cost of it, and it's going to be, unfortunately, transmission related as far as that shutter goes, which shouldn't be. But I go through the playlist on this car. I've tried everything to get to not get to the point where we're at now. Anywho's, digressing, regressing. Let me get this thing up in the air and, start undoing what I did. Sounds like a plan. Did I go high enough? I did not. Oh shit. Yeah, let's not dump the engine on the ground because that would not in the budget for me. Up a little more. I think that's high enough. I don't know. One thing I did learn, I don't even know what you guys are looking at. Certainly not me, and I don't blame you. One thing we did learn by taking this thing out, valve covers hit. I was fighting getting this engine out slightly due to this, so let's just, eliminate me having that problem again. Double checking with my eyes and perusing. While I'm here right now, in the present, fuel line on here. Let me just change it out real quick. This way, I know it's done, and I don't have to do it when it's in the car. That sounds like a good idea. Again, don't know what you're looking at. But yeah, let me change out this line so that I can be happy, you can be happy, and I don't have to go back and not be happy. Because like I said, I don't use the German line. I use normal ethanol rated, and it takes loose. Nice. I use normal ethanol rated fuel line because I will show you, and if you watch this episode or channel long enough, that 71 bus I had on here had this German line on it, and it caused Well, it fell apart. And caused a leak. So, yeah. Zoom in on this thing. You might be able to see all the cracking. Not saying modern fuel line doesn't do that. It's just less susceptible. Yeah, less susceptible to doing that. I guess is what I am getting at. Tight, on, good. All right, I feel happy about that, or better about that. All right, now let's do what we were starting to do. Put this engine in. Last of the fuel line I'm just going to do whenever, obviously it goes into the car. And we're connecting that part. Forward. Good enough for an initial drop. Like I said, the valves, while I'm here, I think I checked them already. I could take a shim, some shims out of that. What are we on? Feel a little tight, but nothing too concerning. Yeah. I am not worried. Oops, let's not forget that one. I'm not even worried about adjusting them. Should I? Or could you? Yeah. Like I said, this car doesn't have that many miles on it from the last time it's in here. So it had a full service. I don't feel, did I pull those already? I don't really feel the need in going back and doing them. If they're way loose or way tight, then yes, I would be remedizing it. But they are neither. So I will not be remedizing. Basically, why create problems or potential problems if there's no current problem to be had? I hate people who do things just for the sake of doing things. All right, let's go now. Almost forgot that. That would have been bad. Well, I don't know why I can't get the I don't know why the transmission isn't trying to slide back. How are we looking? Plug wires, I want to be careful on those. Distributor looks fine. Everything's good. I think we're even mildly lined up. Mildly. Plug wires. Engine tin. Ow! That was my head. clear there. The creaking means it's working. All right, we're gonna have to go back some. Just to clear that, where's my flashlight? We're almost on the input shaft of the transmission. I think we are on the input shaft of the transmission. There we go. That was the popping. Good, good. I think I can use one little, the bump up. Right in the eyeballs. One little boop. That should be where I need to be. A little low on that side, but that's fine. That one's in. Right now I'm just trying to align the two dowels, or the lower engine mount bolts, into the transmission so I can hopefully just slide this thing in. It should be aligned. This should just hopefully slot. At least that's the plan. And there it goes. Got a lot of wiggle. Probably not in the trans yet, or the what's it called? Trying to find that neutral buoyancy. Come on. Just the input shaft right now, trying to get this line onto the transmotion. You probably, I don't know if it picks up a mic, but you hear the teeth or the clutch trying to go on it. That crunchy noise. That's what that's what it is. Or that's the only thing holding it. And we're engaged. A little more wiggle. And we'll lift this thing. Yeah, if you're ever fighting, trying to get your engine in or aligned, turn that lower crank pulley. A lot of times, you got your splines that mesh clutch, clutch and then the input shaft. If they're not, meshing, it's not going to go in. Just give that crank a little rotate, and usually align the fingers. Yeah, I can tell you we're right where we need to be now. Going up. And if I lied, well, the engine's coming out on its own. Hey-oh. Oh, that's bad. That wasn't really that bad. All right. Start zipping this thing together. Start at the bottom, work our way up. You know, because you got to build everything with a foundation. I don't know. In fact, I'm not an outdoorsy person or a gym goer. Trust me, I didn't get this body going to the gym. Years and years of poor choices. Also, just gonna, you know, Bob Ross what I'm doing because, well, dragging you under here is kind of a moot point. So I will paint you a mental image, a mental picture as best as I can with no happy little trees or bushes on what I'm doing. And what I am currently doing is, well, tightening the engine to the transaxle. Yes. Because no one has time for this to fall out. What does our clutch feel like? Because I never backed it off. Oh, it's engaged. That's why pushing in was a little bit of a pain in the butt. Let's back this cable off. That's snugged. Yeah, let me back that cable off a bit because I can hear it as I'm tightening the engine because there is, you know, not a lot of gap. I mean, there is a gap. I can hear it groaning above my head. So that means that, like, I just did a pull test on it and there's zero slack. So like I said, that's just telling me that that damn cable's a little too tight, which is not a big deal at all. A normal person would loosen this, lower the car, but I'm not a normal person. But I am going to lower the car. Something's weird. I feel like I'm engaging the clutch still. We'll find out. Not really sure what's going on there. Usually you should have some free play in your throttle arm. And this is tight on that. So, I don't know. I'm not gonna lie, a little worried. And not like, scared worried, just like, scared worried. I mean, it's not engaged. Oh, I would have. There we go. Get back on there. Just keep crap out of here. All right. Well, clutch done. I'm probably going to have to readjust that. Just, you know, nature of the beast. Fuel filter. We'll connect that when I'm getting ready to get wet. What was that? Heater pipes. I'll leave this one out because it'll make my life a little easier. But I'll put the other one in. Ow. Because I don't need to do anything with this side. Heater controls. Good. All right, exhaust. Yes, because I had it off. I will be replacing these gaskets. No signs of exhaust leaks, so that's good. Boom. That one. Give me something to push them on with. I think I say this in every episode. If you have gaskets that don't want to cooperate, just get yourself a socket and slide them on that way. You can force them into submission, if you will, instead of like trying to hand push them, because then you might end up bending the threads or bending the flange on a gasket. Preemptively put a little get absolutely everywhere sauce on. Perfect. All right, muffler. Where's the rag? Crap. Let's use the dirty rag I used to clean up oil. You guys can't see nothing. To do this, or to clean my hands. All right, muffler. No, you get out of that stud. Go here, and you go there, and then you go there, and then that goes there. Ta freaking da. Hardware. Get my fat hand in here. Yes. Yes. There. No. I just felt you pop. Tighten. Just tighten. Why? Why? Why are we doing this? Gus, you schmuck. Guess someone found the weed whacker. Or the leaf blower. Anything's two-stroke, really. Stay. I'll be back. All right, exhaust is on. Sorry, forgot to hit record. Dogs are in the house. Last thing I have to do is concentrate my thoughts. Now, what do I do with the 7? Last thing I have to do is find my 7. Because, of course, like a normal person, I don't know how to put things back. I got an itch. No, no, no. What the hell? I took it off of this. It was an extended. Not there, not there. Let me connect this fuel line. The old gasoline tube. Oh, there's my flashlight. That's a good place for it. It's right where I need it. I need a little bit more fuel line. And I need a clamp for that. Why are you making it so long? I don't know. Maybe because I want to. No. And a push on. Give it the old razzle dazzle. Oh, and I got to put in the upper motor bolt on this side, as well as I'm here. Well, tension on the clamp. I don't know why I put that away because I need it. Loosen. Good thing about a fuel line is it is self-lubing. Yanks. Nice. And tighten. Boom. Fuel line connected. Like I said, last thing I got is top motor mount bolt, engine mount, whatever. This top bolt has to go in. Mainly because I was surprised it was in here to begin with. So we have it. That means we will reinstall it. I would pick the longest freaking extension I have. A little more. Tight. All right. Now, one bolt's fine. Let me check these bottoms. See if they loosened or tightened. Yeah, they're still, I mean, they're snug, but I feel they were snugger when I left them here to begin with. All right, now those are in. Ooh. Throttle cable, store this in the tube while I'm here. D-bolt for the starter. It is not that. It's a normal bolt. All right, so to make my life easier, what I usually do is I'll just weld a washer on the end of the nut. Come on, focus on this thing. I'll just weld a washer on it. It has a little cam, so when you go to tighten it, it'll lock on something. Make it into a fake D. Boop, rounded on a factory D-bolt. So this, like I said, I didn't feel it coming out. It felt stuck, but it wasn't like, oh my God, kind of thing. It's still binding. Dumb. Get out of here. All right. Reconfirm some stuff. Fuel line hooked up. Muffler installed. Bottom bolts tight. Clamps tight. Oh. That's why we check. Air tube for this side. Needs to go on. All right. Valve cover's on. Yeah, let's go down. Am I in down mode? Maybe. All right, let's finish up the upstairs, which should be pretty straightforward and hopefully quite simple. Exhaust gaskets for these things. Hardware. It's a good question because I don't know what the hell I did with it. Doing the heater crossovers, or not heater, yeah, well, engine heat tube. Front exhaust. I don't know what the hell's going on outside. Someone sounds like they're losing a fight with I don't know, a rabid compressor fighting a chainsaw. Let's get these attached. That's 12 volt for something, probably goes to the starter circuit. To, you know, charge the whirly-woo. This one, oil pressure. This one, coil. Coil red. Oil pressure green, blue. The other random color that I have in here is for this. Plug that in. That wire is going to be charging, set in the field, whatever wire, and then this wire will be the, I don't know, charge something else wire. Shit, there's, all right, that's on. Still, all that stuff's good. Forward, splash pan. Wherever I threw that. All right, let's see how bad I screwed this up. Fire it up, make sure it starts. Scratch that. Let's not do that because we'll have problems. Damn it! And what I mean by that is if I start it up, because I don't have a drum on this side, on the driver's side or passenger side, the shaft will spin and will cause oil to basically start pumping out of this and, well, effectively screwing up or pumping, making a mess. So, with that said, change this wheel cylinder. I found my ratchet. I don't know what that noise was, but I found it. Where's my standard draw? 11. 11. And an 11. And I think a 7. Or a 6 for the bleeder. No, it's bigger. Wow. Wow. It's an 8. That's quite surprising. All right. Line wrench, other wrench, stuff, things. We're going to NASCAR this wheel cylinder out. By that, I mean I need to take tension off that shoe on the top. And then we will NASCAR this wheel cylinder out. I need to get new pliers. Let's not screw around with the e-brake side. There we go. Let's get some tension off there so I can do that. Spread the shoes. Da shoes. All right, let's, gonna need a 7 or 6 for that top. Who's binging me? For the factory. What the hell is parked there that's leaking? Wow. That bleeder is also an 8. All right, you got to take the bleeder out to get to the line, which isn't a big deal. So bleeder out. Boink. There's some like hooky puck on this thing. All right. I do not like that. All right, 13. Hard line. Because that will be opening Aunt Dora's box, and I do not want to do that. So let's get that out. I'll find that clip in a second. I heard it again. There it is. I have enough flex. I just need to get you out. Pull that. I don't think I'll be able to maneuver this line enough. Let's hold this line. There we go. Yeah, because this fitting's all dicked up, I want to take it off this way. So now hopefully I can possibly work it free without twisting the line. I'm gonna need fire. I just want to get a little bit of heat onto this, onto the flare nut or whatever. Just to hope I can, like I said, I'm trying not to make this line again. If I have to, I will. Because it's not terrible. It's just not good. That's screwed. Let's see how far down the rabbit hole I'm going to go. Yeah, that line, I can't break the flare nut, so I got to make one. Or I can't break that. So, yeah. Great. Grand. Super. Freaking duper. All right, new line. Boop. Done. Flared. So on and so forth. Let's get the old one off. Put the new one on. And, well, continue where we've been trying to go. That makes no sense. I need you to cooperate. Are they a 10? Because that'd be fantastic, because I have one here. They are. Yeah, I run two different size tubing nuts, or whatever. One's a 12, one's a 10. And I can never remember which ones I really grab. It's honestly, you know, whatever's cheaper. Plungery guy out. That guy out. Bleeder screw. Doink. Doink. Bolt. Get you started. Brake shoes back to where the brake shoes sort of want to live. Again, you want to be able to, you know, just hand thread these lines on. Or get them started by hand, because if you immediately go reefing on them and you cross them, well, you're going to have a bad day. Potentially. All right. Now, we are, say, snug. That's, you know, snug. Barely can move it, and just, boop. That's it. That's it, guys. To where you could barely turn it without putting like force in it, and done. That should be fine. This hook, hook, fancy clip. All right. So the drum on. I got to clean it up some. Still has oil in it and so forth. Clean it up some, and then we'll shove it on. But yeah, like I said, the shoes are good. If they were more contaminated, we could change them out, like when the axle seal was leaking. But seeing how none of that is happening, we're not doing that. If that makes sense. All right, let me go and jump. I also got to charge my compressor because it's off again. I'll be back. All right, guys, going to do a full send. I already put the drum on. It's cleaned up. Obviously, it's not all wet as it was, so I'm just going to do a full send on this. Yes, weighted socket. It'll tighten it. It was put on last time I was in here with it, and you could tell it wasn't loose. Contact. Tight. Pin it. Done. All right. Oh, I got that last upper motor mount to do, which is fine because the engine, or not motor mount, motor bolt which is fine because I got to drop the car anyway. And then we'll start it. Oh, damn it. Where'd you go? Where's my magnet? Success. Oh. But see, now I just said that dumb story. I will immediately retrieve it. Oh no. Tight! It is tight. It is a success. Oh, right in the eyeballs. All right. Now let's start or do what I was going to do to begin with, of doing something, of stuff and things. Now, the wheel's not going to fall off. Also, have to connect the battery. Yeah, let's just drop the lug nuts everywhere. All right. Fire hole. That, not a good sound. That is not good. The engine is locked up solid. How and why? Oh, this is not good. Yeah, engine is locked. Do. Not a amused face. Because, well, there's only one solution. We got to pull it out. Woof. All right. Let me, well, regroup myself and get ready to pull this damn engine again. I mean, I can't do anything about it. Trying to run through my head. The only thing I can think of is maybe this flywheel. This 12-volt flywheel, if that was a 12-volt flywheel that we removed, is that this flywheel is slightly bigger and the case needs to be clearance more because it's still a 6-volt transmission. All right, well, give it a minute. Gonna go to the bathroom, regroup, and we'll redo this. It's fun. Might bleed the brake. Just give me something else to do. Crap. All right, guys. First thing I'm going to do. is, well, going to pull the starter and see if maybe that is the issue. As far as Bendix locked up or something like that. Armature. That is the best case scenario right now. Is something I can't see nothing. Best case scenario is something with the starter is jamming it. This car literally has fought me every step of the way since I've worked on it. Pull this. Back the starter out. Well, I'm not sold as a starter due to the fact that, well, it's an auto stick starter. So if you know anything about them, they're self-supporting. And by being self-supporting, I severely think it's not that. So, good news is I can sneak my borescope down there and see what happened, because I'm going to guarantee it's not unlocked now. Hey, Bolt, where are you? Yeah, she's still locked up bigger than crap. Ooh. All right, borescope. All right. Think what I'm going to do is only slightly disconnect this thing. What I mean by that is I'm hoping because we know it turned when I was aligning it. It had to, due to the fact that I had to spin it to align it with the input shaft. Now, whatever is going on, it's either bad clearancing or I messed up and I left something in there, like a nut or a bolt or a washer or something, and it's jamming the flywheel. Ideally, I want to say that I have the clearance, but you know what? If I did leave something in there, I left something in there. Again, so I put stuff on YouTube. I'm not perfect. And if I'm not perfect, well, I'm going to show you I'm not perfect. Because trust me, this screw up, well, this is coming out of my bank account right now. Can't charge the owner twice to pull an engine. Damn it. All right, guys, getting ready to pull it, but real quick. I'm thinking it's the transmission. I don't know if my mic will pick up on it. But that noise I originally heard that I thought was splining, might have been some splining, you know, going in, my description. but I think it was also hitting the case at that time, because right now everything's loose, but the engine rocked back like significantly when I took the top bolt out, or when I started loosening the bottom, it started really coming out. But you can hear that same noise almost, and it sounds like it's bell housing. Yeah. I can feel it. So, all right, let's get this engine out. Trans is backing out. Oh yeah. All right, give me a second. Let's get this thing out. Fuel line. All right, engine out for the second time. Put that washer back under here. All right. Yeah, let me, oh yeah, we got some new wear cut lines. All right, let's bring you guys in. You might be able to see the, oh please, I can't see what I'm doing. You might be able to see like the shaved material that's on this flywheel. It's all the way around. Right there is a hit spot. And right there, we're digging right into the case. All the way around. So, we gotta do a little clearance and clearance. Which, well, I mean, sucks, but has to get done. Yeah, you can really see it right there. This side looks fine. It doesn't look like it's hitting anything over here or down here. But we definitely have a strike there and then right there. So, all right. Now I know I also didn't leave anything in there. That's a good thing. Let me get my a ball set up, a hone or a burr bit, start clearancing this stuff, and then get it ready to go back in. One thing I can think of is this flywheel is slightly, just slightly fatter. Also could be slightly further back is why it's hitting. But again, not the end of the world. We'll clearance it and we'll get this thing back in. Realistically, I could put the other, the flywheel that was in it back in it. But we're not. Yeah, that one just has to be slightly bigger. Or further back, I mean. All right, real quick, clearance the bell housing. Did all that. mic'd that, well, use calipers, offset from basically this flywheel to the back of the block to my engine's flywheel to the back of the block. 0.47 millimeter is the difference, and you know, give or take. And that is basically, if I can even get it close, I think that's 51. That gap is how much further this one sits back. So it's really not much. It's just enough that it's hitting. I think I did enough clearancing to where we should be good now. So let me just shove this thing back in real quick, and hopefully it turns. And we'll know immediately, because what I'm going to do is I'll throw the bottom, you know, I'll set the bottom in and just bolt the top, and if it turns, we know we're good as long as the bottom's sitting flush. Well, really, honestly, if the back, because like I said, there was a little bit of a gap originally, and usually when they don't settle right, I don't think too much of it. But if I can get this engine to sit flush now, you know, wiggle, 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 and actually hit flush, I know we should be okay. So let me get this thing shoved in real quick. You already see me do it once. There's no movie magic. It's going to be the same thing. So I'll be right back with a diagnostic if it's in and good. If not, we're pulling it out again, and I'm going to put the old flywheel back on. Yep, sure am. All right, guys, I'm going to pull it again and put in the old flywheel, because whatever the hell is going on, I don't even have it bolted yet. It's just kind of snugged in here, and I don't know if you could hear it, but it's already grabbing. Do I think it's a self-clearance? Maybe. You know what? Let me get that top bolt in, because I might not be that far off. It's hand ground, so it actually might not be that far off, and just needs a little bit of it to machine itself. Pain in the butt. Yeah, it's like I said, it's I think it comes out to what, like 18 thou, give or take, about 20 thou thickness. So let me get the top bolt in, and we'll sling it, let it sling under on its own weight and see where that ends up. And if it's locked up, then well, we're putting the other flywheel on, because we know it works. I just don't know if that was the issue or not, I guess is what I'm getting at. All right, I'll be back. All right, guys, here's where I'm at real quick. Got the top bolt in, nothing's on the bottom. It shouldn't change if I tighten it, because, you know, gravity. But with that said, I can now rotate this, and it's not making any weird noises. All right, now let me button this all back up together and start it like we initially were going to do. I still need to bleed that brake. Haven't done it. This is going smooth. I like it. I like it a lot. I'll be back. All right, my mic is about to die, so let's see if we can get this thing to fire before that goes dead. That's in. Crank the key. All right, I'm happy. Get it on the choke. Oh. Perfect. Like I said, guys, you might have setbacks. Don't freak out. She's running. All right, I guess the next thing we're gonna do, join me in the morning. We'll take a test drive. Or, well, I mean, we'll take a test drive. I gotta tighten that belt still, throw the tires on, but join me in the car. It runs. I wasn't worried. Were you worried? I mean, we just did an engine removal and a removal, an installation and a removal and an installation. It's worth it, guys. Sometimes you gotta step back and, you know, reassess. Whew. Was I worried? But we're good. Still sounds good. Join me in the next scene. Do 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 do. Oh, all right. Well, hello. You're crooked. It looks like you're crooked. I don't know if you are. There we go. That seems better to me. Battery. Battery is connected. That did work. Why does that not work no more? That works on that door. Contact. There we go. Anywho, I remember this car because of that. All right. We're going to take this thing out. Let's be courteous and mute notifications, or at least hush them up some, because I get easily distracted. All right. Push the gas, turn the key. Let's see what happens. Nice. Not nice. All right. All I've done, obviously, is... there we go. All I've done, obviously, is get the car off of the rack. I haven't tried to drive it. I haven't been impatient as much as I like to be impatient. So, immediately, we'll know if, or I'll know, if the clutch and the flywheel and all that stuff fix this. Because I think I said, you go reverse, you can go back to the other videos, you might be able to hear it. It definitely has, it would do the shutter, like the da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. There was no smooth way to go backwards, I guess is what I'm getting at. No gas, let's just do an easy pullback and see what happens. That's, without gas, what I want to feel. There's a little shudder, but that's the engine doing engine things, bogging it down. Before, it was very noticeable. You are going to fall off, aren't you? And we still got creep forward. Yeah, that's never fixed itself. That better? You gotta stop vibrating. Whatever. All right, let's go on the road. Let's see if this is good. Make sure the clutch is adjusted nicely. It feels good. Everything feels all right, but hey-oh. Let's see. Let's see. Join me on the road. Be a short test drive. I really don't need to drive it. All right. Right off the rip, the brakes work. It's shifting fine. I have no shudder. Also, oh please. There's a little pulse in the brakes. He's gonna need drums. Nothing major. I think I gotta put the spare tire back in this truck, or a car. But, yeah, I don't know if I ever put the spare tire back in after I bled. I might have. But shifting fine, the brakes feel good. I got a little pulse in them. That's to be expected for as far as warp goes, but it's a firm pedal. Reason I even, like I said, looked at anything back there was, well, I saw a leaking cylinder, and I remember him saying that the pedal would travel further down and then come back, kind of thing. So that's I guess why we're on the road. I don't really have anything else to add to that. And again, I just like driving these things because if there's anything that can be fixed now, I'd rather me find it now and let the owner know about it. It's not an upsell. It's just, hey, by the way, dude, you going or what are you doing?
no pull on braking. Maybe, not really. Nothing I'm concerned about. Again, it's just a, general test drive. Man, I am getting sketchy with the clutch. Yeah, it's like I've never driven a vehicle before. Not touching it. I think I've said this in all my videos. Every car is different as far as, clutch feel. I put them where I usually like them. This is where I like them. But, you go from car to car to car. It's not like jumping into an automatic where you just hit, put it in drive and hit the gas. You got to learn it. You got to get the vibe for it. You got to figure it out just a little bit. Nothing, they're not all the same. Especially this one. I think I got to recheck my order. But it is a 4 now flywheel. But I think it's a lightened 4. What I mean by that is when I mic'd everything out, everything on this flywheel is a little bit smaller. The ring gear is a little smaller. Just it didn't seem that much lighter, but it's was different. Good takeoff. I'm trying to get it to shutter, and it's fine. Feels loose on this car. Nothing like, but it does have some wander. It's a good driving car. Engine sounds good. Everything sounds healthy. But yeah, it does have a bit of a wander to her. Quick test drive. I say it's good. Clutch feels good. The shutter is completely gone. The brakes are fine. As of right now, I haven't felt them, fail me. So, uneventful test drive. I got to do a quick, shaky shake on the front. Just make sure nothing's loose. Because like I said, it feels tight in all the wrong ways. I don't know if that makes any sense. Dirty. It's almost like driving a Super Beetle. Sounds like I gotta lower the idle a little bit. Either that or it's stuck on a choke cam. I'm trying to listen to squeaks and rattles, kind of why I was quiet. Yeah, clutch, engine, everything feels great. Shift's fine. Engine feels good. Yeah, join me back in the shop. I'll close this bad boy out. Speed stop. Yeah, they work. And we're back. Stop moving. Anyways, quick test drive. I got to lower that idle a bit. It does seem a little high. No shudder. The brakes work. I'm happy. Like I said, I'm gonna check out the front end. It feels a little dirtier than I remember it. Tire rod, wheel bearing stuff. We didn't do anything up there, so double check. Maybe I did put the tire back in. I don't know. I thought it was behind me. Hot start. Perfect. So, all right, everything drove. It worked well. Again, that's why I muted it. I finally heard it, and now I had to look at the dang thing. Anyway, yeah, I guess I'll close this one out. You know, we overcome some issues. Don't panic. It'll be all right. As soon as you panic, stuff gets bad. I guess is what I'm getting at. Moral of the story is, this works. Join me on VidCam. Let me close this thing out. I am happy.
All right, guys, closing out the video on a 64. Yes, I am thrilled that we have no shudder. I'm happy it shifts. I'm happy it brakes. Overcome came. We made strides. Hopefully this is the last time this car is basically on the channel for any sort of mechanical issues. We've been through this thing pretty much everything. I think we at this point pretty much rectified all the other shops touching. I don't know if that makes any sense. It probably doesn't. But the shutter is gone. If you go back in the playlist when I was thinner and when this car is pretty much first on the channel, I think I explained on why we didn't do the clutch. I explained in this video why we didn't do the clutch. I think in the beginning of it, when it initially was here, I kind of knew what the problem was, but for, you know, the sake of the customer's bank account, he again didn't want to pay to, you know, do the same job twice. I think, on par, if not a little more expensive than the other shop. But here's the difference between me and the other shop. I will get it right. I have an ego. This is why I have a big garage door. It's so I can get my own butt in here. But anywho, digressing, regressing. 64 is done. I have a few little odds and ends I have to do to it. I might cut a small video on it. So it's probably going to be another marathon. But going to put new chrome trim on or stainless trim on and running boards. Boards are actually sitting there a little off camera. I might record doing that, not sure. But as far as the mechanical aspect of this thing, I hope this thing's not going to come back. The only thing I'd likely see it back for at this point is to get new drums put on. As I said in test drive, it does have a pulse now. It's probably always had a pulse, but I can't remember, and I didn't go through old footage. But with that said, finally done. The owner can enjoy this car. That's all he's wanted to do, was to be, he's owned this car for a while. He's just wanted to enjoy it as a car. Every time, like I said, every time he's gotten it back from here, it's been getting progressively better to where he's wanted to drive it more and more and more because he, you know, trusts it. And finally, it got to the point where, all right, let's do the clutch. You've been pretty much, you know, pat on my own back right so far. Let's do it. And like I said in this video, or one of the videos, if that clutch did not fix the shutter, I'd eat the repair. Plain and simple. I am not a parts changer. I don't shotgun parts of things. Don't get me wrong. I do to a certain extent. But also, if I'm shotgunning parts, I do not, and they don't work, I don't charge. I don't think that's fair to you as a customer or anyone who's my customer. It's just not the thing, and I don't make an excuse on why I put, say, a $400 part on your car. It didn't fix it, but also justify why I put a $400 part on because I want money. Don't get me wrong, I like money. I love money. But at the end of the day, you guys work hard to keep me, employed or working on your stuff. Best thing I can do is, give you the best quality product I possibly can. Like I said, I stand by everything. But with that said, if you like this episode, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. If you do, I promise you we will chit chat. As always, thanks for watching, and hopefully see you on the next one. Thanks, guys.